Okay, good afternoon. Welcome to the Board of County Commissioners meeting for Tuesday, August 11th, 2020. My name is Ty Menser. I'm the Vice Chair of the Board. I'm subbing in for our Chair, Commissioner Hutchings, who is here by Zoom for an early and important item, but will not be here for the full meeting. We have Commissioner Edwards telephonically appearing for today's meeting. County Manager Ramiro Chavez, Clerk of the Board Amy Davis, Assistant County Manager on Zoom Robin Campbell. We have Todd Mason, who will be presenting one of our items, as well as Craig Sisson, Tom Webster, similarly presenting items on today's agenda, and our attorney, Elizabeth Petrich of the Prosecuting Attorney's Office. So the meeting is called to order, and we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance, which will be led by myself. I pledge allegiance to the flag
to the flag
of
the United States of America,
to the republic
and
to which it
to the
stands,
republic which it stands, one
under
nation,
God, indivisible,
for all.
with liberty and justice for all. Doing the Pledge of Allegiance by Zoom is kind of like trying to play music by Zoom, which I've found is almost impossible. Okay.
Yep.
Very good. So we have an agenda in front of us for the August 11th meeting. County Manager Chavez, you have an amendment.
Yeah, thank you, Commissioners, for your consideration. I would like to introduce an item for you to consider amending the agenda today. And I will ask if, in fact, if you approve amending the agenda, the item should be considered before you consider the items under the consent agenda. This proposed item is for you to consider. You receive a request from Sheriff Snaza this afternoon, where is asking for you to consider providing county resources, and these terms will be legal defense for his appeal related to the recall hearing that just occurred on July 29, 2020 in front of Judge Janet Dalton. This is the item for your consideration to amend the agenda. If you approve amending the agenda, I will walk you through in more detail this particular item, and Elizabeth also is here to answer any questions related to this particular matter.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead, just to get this moving forward, I'm going to go ahead and make the motion as far as the agenda item. I'm going to move to amend the agenda to add item 2A to consider a proposed motion to approve Sheriff Snaza's request for defensive recall charge. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, Commissioner Hutchings is second. It's been moved and seconded. Is there discussion regarding adding to the agenda?
No.
All in favor say aye.
No.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, that motion carries 3-0. So we have an item 2A, which is in consideration of this proposed issue and proposed motion. That's all we need at this point, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we'll move forward. We'll address that when we get there. The next item is to approve, now I need to get the agenda as amended. Is there a motion to approve today's agenda as amended?
Mr. Chair or Vice Chair, I move to approve the agenda as amended.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any discussion, further discussion about today's agenda?
No, sir.
Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, agenda is approved as amended. Next, we have board meeting minutes from August 4th, 2020.
I move that we accept the board meeting minutes. What was that for August 20? August what?
August 4th, 2020.
August 4th, 2020.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion?
No, sir.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, board meeting minutes from August 4th approved unanimously. Our next item is number 1, enumerated item, opportunity for the public to address the board. There is nobody in the boardroom.
Nobody has signed up.
Nobody has signed up.
Nope, no public testimony.
So we have no public testimony. I will,
And let me check on someone via conference call. Nobody on the Zoom. Good afternoon. For those who have joined us via conference call, if you would like to provide public testimony to the Board of County Commissioners, please unmute yourself. You have 3 minutes. Please state your name and the address in which you reside in Thurston County.
okay, then I will not go through the guidelines for public comments because we have no public comment today. Very good. That will move us to our new amended item, which I called 2A, which is the issue regarding Sheriff Snaza and his legal defense.
Yeah, thank you, Commissioners. And as a matter of background, a citizen filed a recall petition to recall Sheriff Snaza from his office. That particular hearing was held in front of Judge Janet Dalton on July 29, 2020. And this morning, Judge Dalton issued the order in which she has allowed to proceed with this recall for Sheriff Snaza. The next step is for Sheriff Snaza to appeal this decision, and the appeal will be heard in front of the Washington State Supreme Court pursuant RCW 4.96.041, parentheses 3. You received an email dated today, August 11, 2020, just about 1:24 in the afternoon from Sheriff Snaza, where he's formally requesting to the Board of County Commissioners you consider providing legal defense using county resources in his appeal to the Washington State Supreme Court. I have drafted a motion for your consideration, if that is the pleasure of the board, and then at that point, you will consider approving this item or his request or not. I believe Elizabeth has just joined us. If you like to have any particular questions related to this matter, she's available to you.
I would like to make a preliminary statement, which is that I intended to participate in this discussion as of Friday, but that situation changed yesterday. And because I will have a similar request before the board, I believe next week, on a recall petition filed yesterday, I believe that places me in a compromised position to fairly and impartially evaluate the sheriff's request, and I respectfully will recuse myself from this discussion and vote. And I would like to turn the chair gavel, so to speak, to Commissioner Hutchings to lead this discussion on this one particular item.
Thank you, sir. And these are very interesting times. Is there, well, I'll make the motion and we'll get a second and then we'll open it for discussion. Does that sound right, Romero?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I believe you have the proposed motion before you.
Yes.
Yep, thank you.
I move to approve Sheriff Snaza's request for the county to cover necessary expenses of appealing the Superior Court's order approving ballot synopsis in the recall of John Snaza, number 20-2-017-34 to the Washington State Supreme Court pursuant to RCW 4.96.041, parentheses 3, on the condition that the prosecuting attorney, John Thunheim, also agrees to represent Sheriff Snaza in this matter.
Second.
So it's been moved and seconded, and I'll open it up for discussion. Commissioner Edwards, any questions or comments of Elizabeth Petrich?
No, I think that our legal advisor, County Prosecutor Thunheim, is going to make that determination if everything's okay. So I'm ready to move forward and vote.
Okay. I just have one question of Elizabeth. Has the sheriff in fact decided to appeal the case then? You're muted, you're muted. It happens.
Okay.
I'm back on.
Okay.
Okay. Could you repeat the question, please?
Yes, has Sheriff Snaza decided to appeal the case?
Yes, he did. He sent an email just this afternoon before the board meeting started. Romero has a copy of it in his possession. He did request support for the appeal to the Supreme Court.
All right, thank you.
And
I have no,
Mr.
Wait.
Chair, Ramiro would like to be heard.
please go ahead, Romero.
thank you. And you probably noticed on the proposed motion is pending. Prosecuting Attorney John Thunheim also agrees with your decision of this motion. John Thunheim is currently out of the office on some well-deserved time off. So
Yeah.
he's not been able to weigh in on this particular matter. And that is the reason why the language is included on the proposed motion before you.
Perfect, thank you very much. Anything else, Commissioner Edwards?
No, but I shouldn't say no. Yes, I do want to make one comment. I think that any elected official in our bailiwick, if you will, that is attempting or holding a position and in which maybe discretion is used, and that could be any of the elected offices, while they're doing their official duty, are entitled to representation as per the legal aspect of things that I suppose Prosecutor Thunheim will be able to verify for sure. But anyway, I just think that they're entitled to that representation so that we don't discourage others from running for public office. I'll just let it go at that.
Thank you. I completely concur that while acting in the official capacity as an elected official and not having, well, I won't opine on the case. I don't want to prejudice anybody. I think it's appropriate that we cover his legal expenses. So with that, it's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion from anybody? No.
No,
All in
sir.
favor? All in favor of this motion to approve Sheriff Snaza's request for a representation from the county, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? None opposed, and we have one recusal. So that motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Commissioner Hutchings,
Thank
for
you, Chair.
handling that matter.
Yes, sir. Mr. Vice Chair,
Yes, sir.
is it all right if I excuse myself now from the rest of the meeting?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us for this item. Enjoy your time with your family.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, so now we're up to item number 3, which is our consent calendar. There are 3 items on the consent calendar. Do I have a motion regarding this item?
I was under
make
the
the motion.
understanding that you were going to make that motion.
Okay, yes,
Chair.
thank you for that reminder, Commissioner Edwards. I'm going to make a motion that we approve consent items 3A through 3C.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any further discussion?
No, sir.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. We have approved consent items 3A, 3B, and 3C. Moving us to item 4 on today's agenda, Public Works. This is potentially to set a public hearing considering a non-exclusive franchise. I'm going to ask County Manager Chavez to frame this issue.
Yeah, thank you, Commissioners. You've heard this matter on a couple of occasions. This is the first step where you might be considering accepting a proposed franchise agreement. In this case, is with Olympic Pipeline. I would like to, for Craig Sisson, to give you additional background related to this particular matter before you.
Take it away, Craig.
Thank you, Commissioners. I apologize for the length of the AIS, but it crosses quite a few right-of-ways, and we have to read it into the record. RCW 3655040 requires that a public hearing be held on franchise applications. The Olympic Pipeline Company, LLC, has applied for a non-exclusive franchise to construct, operate, and maintain a liquid petroleum products pipeline within Thurston County rights-of-way known as George Road Southeast, Menke Road Southeast, Coppin Road Southeast, 133rd Avenue Southeast, Vail Cutoff Road Southeast, Johnson Creek Road, Skookumchuck Road, Thompson Creek Road Southeast, Waddle Road Southeast, 138th Avenue Southeast, 133rd Avenue Southeast, Military Road Southeast, Stedman Road Southeast, Equus Lane Southeast, 89th Avenue Southeast, Marie Street Southeast, Rich Road Southeast, Diagonal Road Southeast, Defiance Street Southeast, Old Highway 99 Southeast, and Armstrong Road Southwest. In accordance with RCW 3655040, notice will be published twice in the official county newspaper and posted in 3 public places in the county seat. The pipeline was originally allowed under a 50-year franchise granted in 1964 under Thurston County Resolution File number 3206. In 2016, the then expired franchise was noted and an application for a new franchise was submitted. After lengthy negotiations on the franchise language between Olympic Pipeline and Thurston County, the parties have agreed on modified franchise that protects Thurston County, its citizens, and allows the Olympic Pipeline to fully utilize their existing petroleum products pipeline. The non-exclusive franchise process for liquid petroleum products pipeline is consistent with the county's strategic plan and aligns with Initiative 6 to proactively shape a strong, diverse economy that provides equitable access to opportunity.
Okay, any questions for Craig, Mr. Edwards?
No, sir.
Okay, I do not either, so I'm going to go ahead and make a motion to set a public hearing for September 8th, 2020, beginning at 3 p.m. or as soon thereafter as the matter may be heard, in room 280, building 1 of the Thurston County Courthouse, 2000 Lake Ridge Drive, Southwest, Olympia, Washington, to consider the application of the Olympic Pipeline Company, LLC, for a non-exclusive franchise to construct, operate, and maintain the liquid petroleum products pipeline system within Thurston County rights-of-way.
Second.
Second. Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion?
No, sir.
All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
2-0, motion carries. Thank you, Craig.
Thank you, commissioners.
You're welcome. Next is item 5, Public Health and Social Services, approval of eviction prevention contract with Community Action Council. Ramiro, do we turn this to Tom, or would you like to set this up?
Let me just set it up for your consideration, Commissioners. This is a well-needed grant that we have received from the Department of Commerce, the Washington State Department of Commerce. They really is going to be helping those individuals that have been affected by the pandemic of COVID-19. And this hopefully will prevent eviction related to not being able to pay their rent to the landlords. And again, I will ask Tom to walk you through with additional details, but I believe this is a well-needed, a very timely grant from the Department of Commerce.
Tom, can you introduce yourself and just let folks know your title and then tell us what you can tell us about this?
Great, thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Tom Webster. I'm the program manager for the Office of Housing and Homeless Prevention in Public Health and Social Services. And so we're asking you to approve a contract today with Community Action Council of Lewis, Mason, and Thurston counties to implement the Eviction Rent Assistance Program. And that contract value is $2,960,356. This is funds that are, as Ramiro said, to use to prevent evictions. The purposes of the program are 1, to prevent eviction, to target limited resources to people most likely to become homeless after eviction, to target limited resources to people most likely to suffer severe health consequences as a result of eviction, to promote racial equity and who is served with a focus on equity for groups who are historically have not been provided with equitable access to rent assistance, and to promote equity and who is served with a focus on equity for groups of people disproportionately impacted by the COVID-19 outbreak. So this is rent assistance that can be paid back to rent as early as March and can be paid through rent as forward rent through December or the end of the year. The program rules allow up to 3 months of rent payment. The maximum rent allowed is either 80% of rent or what is known as fair market rent, which is set by the federal government. For the public, want to let folks know that we're putting this contract in place. We expect that Community Action Council will begin accepting applications on August 24th. So they're not able to accept applications at this time. We're putting the program in place, establishing policies and procedures, and expect that on the 24th, they will begin taking applications. Community Action Council will also be working with several partner organizations in our county to promote, conduct outreach, and also to accept applications. So Community Action Council will not be the only agency working on this program, but they will be the lead agency working on this program. And with that, I'm happy to take any questions.
Commissioner Edwards.
Yes, Tom, and this is going to be funded through this CARES money that came in, but each jurisdiction got their own, and the portion that we're committing goes to Thurston County and likely to the other jurisdictions. Is that right?
That is correct. Washington State received $100 million for this program that they distributed to counties throughout the state. So this is our award under that $100 million pot. And so this money is specific to Thurston County and is intended to serve all of Thurston County.
Municipal areas as well, right?
That is correct.
Okay, no further questions, sir.
Tom, you said the other groups would be involved, but Community Action Council would be the lead. When folks want to apply, can they go just straight to Community Action Council and they'll get kind of routed the right place, or is there going to be multiple potential application spots, just to clarify this for folks?
Yeah, so we're working with Community Action Council now. So certainly people can contact Community Action Council directly. However, other organizations that partner with Community Action Council may also be able to take applications once they establish that relationship. So if they have an existing relationship with a nonprofit, they may be comfortable working with that existing nonprofit who is able to take an application, work with Community Action Council to pay that rent. So we will be posting and providing more information on those partner organizations as they are finalized.
Thank you. I just wanted to, as I said this morning, the community is really struggling with homelessness and housing issues, and the last thing that we need is to have that problem grow because of economic impacts of COVID-19. So I'm very happy to see that this money coming to our community, and I'm happy that we've been able to get a program set up so that we can deploy these resources as quickly as possible. So thank you, Tom, for that. And I hope folks that we get the message out wide and, wide and far throughout Thurston County, anywhere, right? This could be somebody down in Grand Mound or Rochester or any place in the county who's struggling with a rent situation has an equal opportunity to avail themselves of this potential bit of help. So thank you, Tom.
Great, thank you. I do want to also just mention that on the Community Action Council page, we'll be putting up the program rules. There are eligibility requirements that folks will need to meet, and we'll be posting those to comply with the requirements. So, but thank you.
Got it. Okay, I'm going to make a motion to, sure I'm in the right spot. I move to approve a contract with Community Action Council of Lewis, Mason, and Thurston counties for eviction prevention activities for $3 million and authorize the Director of Public Health and Social Services to sign the contracts and any amendments that do not change the dollar amount or duration by more than 10%.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion?
No, sir.
Hearing none. All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
That motion carries. Thank you so much, Tom.
Thank you.
Okay, well, we've sped through a fairly concise agenda. Without a proclamation or an award or a public piece of public comment, we really move quickly. All of our items are reviewed on Tuesday mornings at agenda settings. You can get further detail about items before the board. And now is item 6, County Manager. And the first piece of that is commissioners reporting on various activities they've been engaged in. And I will go to Commissioner Edwards.
Okay, and I want to keep this brief like the rest of the meeting has been, because this is quite complicated, it seems like, the way we're doing business in this COVID era, if you will. The main issue I had, other than meeting my regular meeting requirements, which we kind of cover every week, flow control was a big thing on SWAC, and the other big thing I'm working with is the community out around the Yelm area, and that has to do with a treatment center being placed in the old folks home at McKenna, and the concern that there's not going to be adequate coverage to deal with up to 140 individuals that might be getting treated there from all around Washington, actually. And there's no transit that serves that area, and we have no law enforcement that really serves that area efficiently. So that's the concern the community has, and that's where most of my time and effort has been going towards this last week. Thank you very much, and that'll suffice.
Commissioner, can you tell the public what SWAC is?
Yeah, Solid Waste Act, the Solid Waste Committee that consists of citizens and representatives from all the municipal areas served in Thurston County. And that's our whole operation with solid waste and recycling, and actually we're going to have upcoming contract issues developing shortly as well with that group. I don't know if I got the acronym 100% right, but that's basically what it is.
Got it. Thank you. For me, I have been, let's see, on last Wednesday, I partnered with our Economic Development Director, Jenica Machado, to give an update to the Rochester Grand Mountain Chamber of Commerce. And that was very a good session with them that we do once a month. I spent the most, I did a walking tour with the Olympia Crisis Response Unit, and to see all the different places that they go and people they meet and office space they use to run their program, and met some of their familiar faces, which is a peer support component, separate but very well connected. And what I learned in watching those groups in operation on the ground is how well coordinated they are. They share information. They know the same characters. They may be in a different, quote unquote program, but they know the folks, and they communicate with each other very effectively in terms of, here's what's going on with this individual, and here's what we need to do, and here's housing options and treatment options. So it was really good to see how that's working well. And the bulk of my week really was spent on criminal justice related activities. There's a lot of exciting things going on in Thurston County, from the formulation of the LEAD program to a stakeholder group that's meeting about a potential services hub, to the Innovative Justice Group this morning that was talking about a new restorative justice pilot project that the Dispute Resolution Center is putting into the drug court. It's victim reconciliation to try to get families reunited that have been damaged by criminal activity and substance abuse disorder problems. So that's a really exciting new thing that I've heard a lot about in other parts of the country, and Canada uses it very extensively, and it's brand new to Thurston County. So lots of things happening on the criminal justice front in Thurston County, and I have meetings set up this upcoming week with King County and Pierce County leaders to discuss how they are dealing with reentry and coordination of services for folks exiting incarceration. So I'm hoping to learn something that I can bring to Thurston County and apply to our systems. And with that, I'm going to turn to County Manager Ramiro Chavez for the scheduling issues.
Thank you, Commissioner. Let me walk you through your upcoming combined schedule, where at least 2 commissioners will be present. You may have individual appointments on your individual calendars. Those will not be part of my report. Beginning this afternoon, here in just about 60 minutes, you will have your regular Board of Health meeting. Then moving on to the rest of the week, you have nothing on your combined schedule. Then moving on to Monday, August 17th, at noon, you have a Zoom meeting with the Washington State Association of Counties, where you will have the opportunity to hear from the organization as well as your peers across the state on the Coronavirus Relief Fund. Then moving on to Tuesday, August 18th, you will convene back again in the here, 9 in the morning. You will be reviewing the agenda for that afternoon, as well as the agenda for the following week. That's all I have for you.
That's all you have. And with that, is there a motion to adjourn?
Yes, sir. I so move.
All right, and I second, and I think we will, I don't think we need to take a formal vote on that. I think I can bang the gavel and adjourn the meeting.
Nope.